All right, guys, we got ourselves a update regarding the Coffeezilla versus Logan Paul lawsuit. There are a lot of pages here. One of the documents is 12 pages. The other one is like 40. So what I did was I read through most of it, and I took some notes to explain to you guys what exactly is happening. And in my opinion, what's happening here could very well make or break the case. It could either strengthen Logan Paul's argument or weaken it, and the same thing with Coffeezilla. It could either strengthen or weaken it. Let's go ahead and get into exactly what's happening. So right here, we have a motion to compel production of communications relevant to defendant's actual malice. So we are officially now in the discovery phase of the lawsuit. Discovery phase is, basically both parties are trying to get communication from each other. They're trying to, kind of like subpoena different documents and whatever, and text messages and emails and stuff like that. And so here's what's happening. On September 2024, Logan Paul's legal team, led by his lawyer, Andrew C. Phillips, I believe he's on this document right here, maybe not this one, but he's on one of these. He sent a formal request to Coffeezilla, which is the defendant in this case, asking them to provide specific communications and evidence related to the CryptoZoo project as well as Coffeezilla's claims. So these documents that you're seeing that they're asking for, that's part of the discovery process where basically both sides gather evidence to support their claims or the defenses. And then here was the defendant's response. Coffeezilla and his team refused. So basically in this paperwork, the lawyer shows that they had reached out to Coffeezilla's lawyers and his team, and they said, hey, we want this, we want that, give this to us. Coffeezilla and his team refused. They said, no, we are not handing over the requested communications or the documents or anything that you want. We're not doing it. And Logan Paul's lawyers, because Coffeezilla said, no, we're not giving this to you, they went ahead and they filed this motion right here to ask the court to force them to give it to them. Because what Logan Paul's lawyers are trying to argue here is that these communications, the emails, the text messages, whatever, are necessary in order for Logan Paul and his lawyers to prove that Coffeezilla acted with actual malice. And remember, actual malice is a very critical component in defamation cases that involve public figures. I was actually explaining this to somebody in the comments in my last video or whatever. It was like 2 videos ago that I made on the Brett Cooper situation. This person, you had a few people who kept saying that, oh, you're going to get sued, lawsuit, blah, blah, blah. Your life's over. It's over. And it's like, bro, I've been down this rodeo so many times. You have no idea. So it's funny. You always have people who comment things and they have no idea what they're talking about. But anyway, I am going to explain what's happening here. So proving defamation is extremely hard when it comes to a public figure. It's much easier to prove defamation when it's just a regular private citizen. See the CNN case. CNN just recently got sued and they lost in the state of Florida to a U.S. Navy vet. The reason why they lost is because, and they now have to pay $5 million, is because that U.S. Navy vet is not a public figure. Had he been a public figure, CNN probably would have won that lawsuit. So there are 3 components that you need in order to win a defamation lawsuit when it involves a public figure, which Logan Paul obviously is, right? You have to demonstrate that the statements were false. You have to demonstrate that they caused Logan Paul reputational harm. And then the third one, which is the hardest, you have to prove that the statements were made with actual malice or reckless disregard for the truth. The reason why Logan Paul is trying to get these communications is because without them, he's going to have a really hard time proving that Coffeezilla acted with actual malice or reckless disregard for the truth. You know as well as I know that Coffeezilla did none of these things. We all know that Coffeezilla didn't defame him. We all know that Coffeezilla absolutely 1000% did not act with actual malice or reckless disregard for the truth. This lawsuit is a complete sham, but that's what Logan Paul is trying to do. And so now, this paperwork right here that I have, this motion to compel, was filed on January 17, 2025. Logan Paul's legal team filed this, asking the court to force Coffeezilla to produce the communications that they have withheld. And the motion includes the declaration right here. You can see it on the screen by Andrew C. Phillips explaining the steps to obtain the required information. So again, evidence such as email exchanges, references to like different screenshots from Coffeezilla's YouTube video, text messages related to CryptoZoo, and then they actually have exhibits. Let me go to this other motion here. This is like a declaration of Andrew C. Phillips' support and plaintiff's motion to compel. And if you just kind of scroll through, they got all these exhibits. And then when you look through these exhibits, it kind of shows like the emails and the communications, and it shows like the responses. And then if we scroll down even more, they have even more stuff. Exhibit 2. See, these are the actual emails right here. Again, this is all public information, just so we're clear on that. But anyway, so Exhibit 1 is the original request for production sent to Coffeezilla and his team. Exhibit 2 is an email chain between Logan Paul's legal team and Coffeezilla's attorneys, documenting the attempts to obtain the documents. And then Exhibit 3 is screenshots from Coffeezilla's video showing text messages, which Logan Paul's team argues prove the defendants have relevant communications in their possession. So basically what they're doing is they're using Coffeezilla's video to basically say, hey, this guy showed in his videos where he exposed Logan Paul's CryptoZoo thing. Logan Paul's team is saying, hey, he has text messages. It's in the video. We need that to prove that he acted with actual malice. Please give that to us. That's what's happening here. And so what exactly does Logan Paul's team want? Like, why are they even doing this? So Logan Paul's lawyers are arguing that Coffeezilla has access to these communications. And what they're saying is these communications, text messages, emails, could show how Coffeezilla developed his content about CryptoZoo, whether Coffeezilla intentionally ignored evidence or acted recklessly, which could establish actual malice. That is what this is all about. Information about how Coffeezilla obtained evidence or interacted with third parties, alleged victims or insiders with CryptoZoo, different things like that. And basically by filing this motion, Logan Paul's team is asking the court to force Coffeezilla to turn over these materials, which they believe will strengthen their case. And again, depending on what comes out of here, if it does get determined that Coffeezilla acted with actual malice, this is just my opinion. I don't know Coffeezilla. Well, I don't know Coffeezilla well enough to say what he'll actually do. I don't know what he would do. But if they determined that actual malice was there, hard for me to imagine there wouldn't be some sort of settlement, right? Again, this is just me speculating. I'm not saying that he acted with actual malice. I don't think he did. But the courts are a different story in what they decide. If Logan Paul loses and he gets access to this and the court still decides, well, this doesn't prove that you acted with actual malice, that could be very good for Coffeezilla. Ultimately, this is really going to decide the case. So when it comes to the discovery process, again, the case is currently in the discovery phase. So I suspect at some point, Coffeezilla might actually go after Logan Paul. Because remember, this is just Logan Paul going after Coffeezilla right now. We haven't seen Coffeezilla say, well, hey, let's actually try and get some communications from you so we could really prove that you knew what you were doing with this CryptoZoo thing and you actually acted in bad faith in what you were trying to do, which we all know he did. So it'll be interesting. I'll be on the lookout to see if Coffeezilla tries to file a motion to compel to Logan Paul and try to get him to send him stuff about CryptoZoo, whether it was his contact with all the different people on his team and, all that different stuff. So basically, if the court grants this motion, which I have no idea if they will or they won't, Coffeezilla will legally have to share the communications. So all the text messages he got, everything from the victims, all that, he'll have to share that. And so basically the next steps are the court's going to rule on whether Logan Paul will win that part and Coffeezilla will have to give up, his text messages and the emails. And if we get that update, I will definitely update you guys on that. The judge will decide whether Coffeezilla must produce it. And then if granted, this could lead to, pretty big evidence being revealed. And then depending on what evidence is uncovered during this discovery, the case could either settle or proceed to trial. Remember, the trial isn't even scheduled for a while. I don't remember exactly when, but I did make a video on it. I think it's like next year or something. But man, lawsuits really drag out, y'all. Lawsuits really drag out. Matter of fact, let me see if I can go to and see exactly when this lawsuit was filed, because it's already been a pretty long time, right? I think it's been like a year. Yeah, it's been like a year. Oh, it hasn't even been a year yet, but it's been like a good 6-7 months. So June 27, 2024 is when it got filed. We are now in January, and we're in the discovery phase, which that could take a very long time. And yeah, so just wanted to update you guys on the Coffeezilla lawsuit because, you know, I just think it's really important. Obviously, we are Team Coffeezilla over here. I even bought a shirt, got it hanging up in the closet and stuff. Sometimes I wear it. But yeah, just wanted to update you guys, let you guys know what's going on. We're all pulling for Coffeezilla here. Hopefully he wins, and we can set a precedent that stop trying to file these sham lawsuits to silence creators who expose you for your wrongdoings, allegedly, right? All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.